You flinched slightly when the sound of breaking a plate full of food hit the floor. It was everywhere, the pieces of broken plate and the food that scattered everywhere. You didn't dare to look in his eyes because sometimes he looks scarier than a death. You wanted to take a step back, but your body refused to move. He came closer to you, and in a snap, his hands were on your neck. You swallowed but stayed there with a still face. How many times have I warned you to not show me your face, huh? Why do you have to be so cursed? Do you wanna end up in hell from my hands? Because if that's your wish, then let me grant it. And he started to strangle you. You might have passed away if he would have been serious about it, because you can still beat the pain as he wasn't applying much force. You slowly shifted your eyes towards him, which were teary at the moment. Not because you were crying, but because of the pain you were enduring. I'm just doing my job. It's only for your health and quick recovery. He scoffed and came closer to your face while his hands were still grabbing your throat. You seems to care about my health more than anything, huh? If you want money, then just go and do some other work. Why are you prompting me to kill you with my own hands? Do you think you, a woman, can protect me? He laughed mockingly, but it was scary. I can't believe I'm still going with this. His eyes again turned dark and face dead serious. Alright, let's do it. Do your work and I'll make sure you'll experience every single second of hell so you won't dare to take this step in the future. I'm still giving you time, think about it. You looked at him straight in his eyes, and I'll still say that I will do my work. He clenched his jaws and then smirked before stepping back, leaving his grip around your neck that made you take a breath so heavily. Your choice. If you are choosing the pain, I will support you until you give up. Now clean this mess from here, he said, pointing at the food on the floor. Without wasting a second, you went out to grab the cleaning tools while he walked near the bed before laying on it. He winced when he felt a sharp pain in his shoulder as he moved it, even though the doctor told him not to, or else it won't heal fast. As soon as you came outside his room, you activated your earpiece and immediately connected to a call. The person on the other side answered. How is everything going on? You rolled your eyes and put your hand on your neck. Was about to end up meeting the god, but luckily got my life back. Was he violent? Why, I think you should take a step back. We'll discuss it with Mr. John. In no way am I putting your life at risk. Come back, we'll assign someone else. You walk past the servants. You know I never step back once I take a task, and don't worry, I think I can fix him easily. This is different. He is not easy. You stop walking and your lips curled up into a smirk. But he will become one. Just wait and watch how I can change him completely. Okay, now I'm ending the call and will give you an update soon. Before he answered, you ended the call and walked away. It all started a week ago when the leader of this mafia gang, Jungkook's father, who had decided to retire and gave his position to his son a few months ago. He was concerned about Jungkook's behavior and how he has no control over his emotions. He is not as strong as he thinks of himself. He went on a mission a week ago but got injured very badly. Mr. John decided to hire someone for him who not only can give him protection but is available to him all the time without him knowing. They know Jungkook would be extremely offended if he came to know that they hired someone for his protection. So they contacted an agency who provides professional bodyguards not only to government officials but also mafias. Your brother Minyoongi, who is the leader of that group, was completely against of your decision as you decided to handle this work, but you assured him, plus you are a trained bodyguard from a young age, so he has belief in you. He got agreed, but with some terms that he'll call you back if it gets too dangerous. And just how you thought, it wasn't easy. Jungkook is harsh on you from the first day, but you were mentally prepared for it. For him, you were just his caretaker because rest you and his father decided to keep it a secret. You have carefully analyzed his behavior within a week and have noticed his insecurities and weakness. He hates being told what to do, and that's why you try your best not to offend him in any way. You pretend to be a common girl in front of him, who is just working as his caretaker until he recovers. But once everything is done, you have your plans that no one knows, not even his father or your brother. You came into the living room when a bodyguard stopped near you. Doctor is here. He informed you about the doctor who is in charge of treating Jungkook. You allowed them to bring him inside and then guide him to Jungkook's room. Jungkook clenched his jaws tightly as he didn't want to show the pain on his face. The doctor opened the bandage to see how much wound has healed, but it was bleeding. That meant he hurt it recently, and that happened when he grabbed your throat using that hand. Jungkook's eyes were fixed on you and you were feeling his heavy gaze on you but decided not to look at him. Instead, your eyes were on his wound that the doctor was cleaning. Then the doctor picked an injection but Jungkook stopped him without taking his eyes off of you. Give this injection to her. The doctor and you both looked at him. The doctor swallowed and looked at you before turning his face towards him. Sir, Jungkook shot him his death glare. Didn't you just hear me? Or you want me to inject it in your throat? You swallowed hard. Then Jungkook shifted his eyes on you. Take it from him and you will give me this injection. You swallowed a little because despite of qualifying almost all the abilities, you still can't throw away the fear of injection. The doctor gave it to you and stood aside. What happened? Don't you know how to do it? Are you here just to cook and clean? Come on, or else I'll do it instead. You slowly walked near him as he extended his hand. Holding the injection in your shaky hands, you held his hand before finding the right nerve. He was carefully looking at you. The doctor was afraid as well. He thought of helping you, but Jungkook told him to stand quiet if he wants to go back alive. You were finding his nerves when he grabbed your hand and put the needle inside his hand, making you stop breathing for a second. You looked at him and he was smirking. It's not even that hard, is it? You gulped and inserted the liquid inside his vein before pulling out the needle. He indeed is emotionless and kind of stone who doesn't feel pain. You are going to do it from now on. He told the doctor to leave while you have to do his dressing. It was still a bit traumatic for you, like how he just stabbed the needle inside. It was fortunate that it injected in the right vein. It's everyday drama that you bring him food and he always throw it away, but today you decided to cook by yourself. You brought the food in his room, but then you saw him getting ready. He has been ordered by his father to not leave the house until he recovers, and you have to make sure he does that. Or you have to go with him for his protection. Are you going somewhere? He turned towards you and raised his brow before slowly making his way towards you. You are not at all scared of me, right? He didn't stop and was taking steps forward while you have to step backwards until your back hits the wall. I'm just asking because you're still not recovered and there it can be dangerous outside. You spilled it all while your eyes were down the whole time. And what about you? Aren't you scared even after seeing the danger in front of you? You slowly looked at him and there was silence for some time. He leaned closer to your face. This is the last time I'm warning you. Don't interfere in my business. Just do what you are here for if you can. He pulled back, making you release a shaky breath. Okay, I won't ask, but I will go with you. Jungkook was about to say, but then something came in his mind and he stopped before smirking. You are indeed so stubborn. Okay, let's do what you want. I hope you can handle it. He took his gun before hiding it in his jacket and walked outside. You sighed and followed him. You came forward and opened the door of his car before he entered inside, making him look at you. He has no idea whether to be impressed of your abilities that you show day by day or doubt you for your personality. What's with your dress up? Do you wanna look like one of the bodyguard? He questioned when he saw you wearing a suit, which is also a dress code of his bodyguards. I don't have any other clothes to go with. He rolled his eyes but don't know why he was getting impressed with you day by day and wanted to test you as much as possible. So you're gonna drive as well? Since you can't use your shoulder, it will be better if I drive. You both looked in each other's eyes before he inhaled and sat inside the passenger seat. You walked to the other side before sitting inside and started the engine. Where do you wanna go? You asked, focusing your eyes on the road while Jungkook's fixed on you. I have already set the location on the GPS, just follow it. You dropped your eyes on the GPS. Jungkook leaned back on his seat looking at you like a psychopath. But you were strong enough to feel scared of such acts. I'm wondering what else you can do. I'm getting strong vibes that you are not what you show. Or you just act like this maybe, but I still want to test you a little bit. You turn your face towards him completely clueless what he's up to. Just a quick test. His smile wasn't normal at all and you were clueless about whatever coming next. You checked at your front and now you were crossing a forest. Where are we actually going? He smiled. Are you scared? Don't worry, you will be unharmed. Just follow the direction. He again leaned back and spoke after a short pause. So did you know before joining that whom are you going to work for? Or it's just because of money because your mother or father is in the hospital? He said in a sarcastic way while you looked at him for a second and again turned your face on the road. I don't have any of them. No one can make his cold and emotionless heart feel any emotions, but the second you told him you don't have parents, he felt his heart softening, a feeling he never felt before. You slowly turn your face towards him, and if you want to ask me why I choose to join this job or want to be a caretaker, it's just because I want to, and I don't have any other answer to that. All his life, Jungkook is always strict and never smiled. He keeps his face strict and never tolerate people who annoys him. It's his nature from the very beginning but got worse after he lost his mother and brother. Suddenly he felt a short pain in his chest but it was so painful that he couldn't bear it. You stopped the car and checked him. Are you okay? He was shot in his chest, although the bullet was pulled out but the wound still hurts. You tried to ease the pain and gently pressed the area around it. He realized that he was feeling ease by her touch. It was a short pain so also disappeared quickly but now he was puzzled. He has no idea about these weird feelings that he was feeling now. You looked at him. Is it still aching? Wanna go to the hospital? He shook his head and sat down before fixing his shirt. I'm fine. Let's go home. You got confused. Home? But didn't you wanna? You paused when he looked at you. Do what I say. You nodded and turned the car back. The whole ride you noticed that Jungkook kept looking outside the window, although it was mostly your reflection on it. Jungkook actually wanted to make you reveal your true face and he has planned to make you fight with some men, but he changed his mind. Don't know why, he just can't think of hurting you now. He was changing for you. Drink this. You gave him a glass of water along with his medicine. Now you can go. I want to be alone. But what if? I'm okay. I want to be alone. You nodded and soon left the room. Jungkook took the medicine and put the glass on the side table before leaning against his bed. What the hell is wrong with me? He was restless, unable to figure out what's the meaning behind these new feelings, but soon it all started to get clear in front of him. He was in love with you. He was falling for you. Days passed and he was feeling this love more and more. He stopped giving you hard time and ate the food quietly because he came to know you have started to cook it with your own hands. He was improving and you were happy. You knew that it will happen one day. You already knew about Jungkook before coming to him. He's the son of one of the biggest mafia for whom your dad also used to work. When you find out about Jungkook, you never stopped thinking about him. You wanted to win him at any cost and soon you got a chance as well. Although your brother didn't know about this, he was expecting you to come back now as Jungkook has recovered, but it was hard for you to go away from him, and even Jungkook doesn't want you to leave. He still doesn't know who you truly are. Can I ask you what's happening? Why are you not answering any of my calls and what are you doing when the deal has already ended? He asked you while you were still sitting in front of him silently. What's up with you? Would you please care to explain? You slowly lift up your face to look at him. You were a little nervous, or you can say scared, to reveal to him that you love Jungkook. He did send you there as his bodyguard, and that's all because you insisted, and he couldn't able to deny more, but there was no way he would agree and let you be with Jungkook if you tell him that you love him. I'll tell you everything when the right time comes. This is your time. Don't forget that I'm your brother and you are not allowed to hide anything from me. After losing his parents, he has only left with you as his family. He raised you like a daughter and he still interferes in your decisions if he thinks they have any possibility to harm you. You swallowed and decided to reveal it to him. Oppa, I like Jungkook and I want to be with him. You could see his forehead scrunching up, but surprisingly he was calm, and that was more scarier. And that is why you insisted on going there, right? You looked at him surprised. He stood up. You think I don't know about it? But I let you go there, to let you experience that he's not a normal guy. I'm aware what he was doing there with you. I'm surprised how you tolerated everything. It would have never happened if there's any other guy in place of him, right? He said, turning towards you while you lowered your eyes. Never thought you'll start hiding things from me. I'm sorry, Uppa. I wanted to tell you, but I thought you won't allow it. And you were right. I never allow you and still won't. I'm not letting you go and become a part of a family where our dad and mom both sacrificed their lives. It was an accident. They don't have any fault, and Mr. John, he still helps us. You work for him, then why all this? Yoongi was offended because you were supporting them. He is obliged to help. Do you even remember anything? Fault or not, they died in the process of protecting the members of their family. Yet no one is alive. It was their loss too. Jungkook also lost his mother and brother. We are not the only ones. Yoongi came near you. Okay, then decide if you want him or your brother. I will respect your choice in every way. Oppa. And without saying anything else, he walked away from there. Oppa, listen. You sighed and kicked the table. Of course, there was no way you can leave your brother or think about separating from him, but you love Jungkook also. You both have come close to each other. Where were you? I was finding you and no one knows where you went. He said coming near you as soon as he saw you coming inside the mansion. You looked at him for some time. Don't know why, you just wanted to hug him and cry. It's true that you can't leave your brother, but if you leave him, you will never be able to live. Without any hesitation, you hugged him, making him confused. What happened? What's the matter, Ryan? He asked you while hugging you back. You broke the hug and looked at him. Jungkook, my work has completed. What I came here for is over. I have to go now. You could see tension and fear emerging on his face. What? What are you saying? I know it's over, but are you talking about leaving me? It was hard for you to face him. You know he loves you. He already confessed it and also told you that he will risk his life for you if needed, but will never let you go away from him. I'm sorry for hiding it from you, but I just came here for your protection. But now you can take care of yourself, so my job ends here and I have to go back. No, you will stay with me. You said you love me. What was all that? Tears filled in your eyes and you looked at him. I did, but I never promised you. I'm sorry. You can't do this, Ryan. I won't let you go anywhere. You got me? You won't go anywhere. You can't stop me. And suddenly you injected something in his neck that made his body numb. His vision started to get blurry while he looked at you with disappointment. He dropped on his knees. I'm sorry, but this is the only way. He collapsed on the floor while you walked away from there, wiping your tears.